Good morning, guys. So, I'm hitting all the lights this morning. Here's something really fun. So, my kiddo's IEP meeting is today, right? And the teacher sends the IEP draft last night after I was asleep. And I would really love to have the time to sit down and look over this draft so that I can say, what do I want my goals for my daughter to be? What would be developmentally appropriate for one, and for two, what would I like to see? What's the next step for her? Because parents are absolutely allowed to do that. So I get the IEP draft from the teacher last night after I've gone to sleep. And the meeting is supposed to take place half an hour after I get off of work today. It takes me about 20 minutes to get home. So I'm having to take time, off of work to actually get home and then get in presentable fashion for the meeting, to where I'm not just in work brain, Oh, it's snowing. Oh no. Oh, this is going to be interesting today. It's great. So, it's just kind of one of those things where it's just one thing on top of another, and I don't know if this is normal practice for teachers to do this, to where parents have pretty much no time to look over the proposed or draft IEP before the meeting. Because I don't know about you, but I really want to be able to spend some time with it. Because I care about my daughter's education, I care about her development, and I really care about setting quality goals for her, and I feel like dropping the proposed IEP on the parent, the night before the IEP meeting, after that parent has already gone to bed, and knowing that this parent is not going to have much time before the meeting to even review the proposed IEP. I don't feel like that's in good faith. I don't feel like that's good practice. So, if any of you are out there, educators who are watching this, please chime in on that. Because even a couple of days would be nice. But also, again, this is the same teacher who requires me to get all paperwork, including the IEP updates, etc., from my ex-husband, even though we have joint legal custody. So, that being what it is. I have yet to write the letter to the principal, just because my schedule is so crazy. I have not had the mental energy to do that yet. So, that being said, I can't blame anybody but myself for the current situation because of that fact, because I haven't done anything to change that. So, I'm just kind of letting it ride at the moment, just to see what happens, because last year I was able to be very, very involved and had really open communication with the teachers, etc. They sent me all the paperwork separately so that I didn't have to depend on him for information. Okay, so that's actually another thing where I wanted to go with how abusers make it really hard to leave, and how they punish you. They restrict, they control information. Okay? How are you gonna leave when you don't have the information, or you're scared to get it, or they tell you in a voice of such authority that thus and such is true about your resources or lack thereof. That nobody's going to believe you, that it's, what they're doing isn't abuse, whatever. They tell you with such authority that you just accept it as true. So what they're doing is they're attempting to control information. They're attempting to restrict the amount of information that you can get by misleading you and misinforming you. This is a huge, huge thing that I've experienced with this particular abuser, is the restriction and control of information. Any information about our daughter, particularly at this point, and since I left, has to come from him. And then if I question it, he accuses me of not trusting him and tries to make me the bad guy for that. Okay. Oh, are you saying that I'm lying? That's a trap. Okay. That's a trap. Oh, are you saying you don't trust me? You don't believe me? Well, no. To be honest, no. So it's a no-win situation with these people. Because it is all about winning with them. It's not about the best interest of the kid. It is about them coming out on top, them controlling information. You must trust them 110%. Whereas they don't trust you, because what narcissists do, and this is from what I've experienced, what narcissists do, they treat you and everybody else as though you are them, and you would be behaving the way that they would, and thinking and feeling, etc. Because they cannot put themselves in somebody else's shoes. They can't. They cannot fathom that somebody else might actually be a decent person. What are you doing, bud? County's going along there. He's got a white flashing light. Okay, why is what is going on with my windshield wipers? I turned them off and they're going. Because Jeep. So control of information, right? When you have only one source of information, when somebody holds themselves out to be the authority and then throws an epic tantrum when you question them or appear to not accept their quote-unquote authority and all-knowingness, because narcissists know everything for the most part, you get this tantrum. You get turned into the bad guy for not believing them, because they hold themselves out to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Which makes it really fun when you're trying to say, hey, there's a problem, and they're like, no, you're the one with the problem. So, yeah, or you are the problem. It's great. Because you can't have a conversation with that. It's not going to happen. Anyway, they may do things like monitor your online activity. They may monitor your phone calls. Mine did that. They may monitor your text messages. They may monitor your emails. Mine did that. So how in the heck, when you were isolated. Oh, there's another county. Where are they going? When you're isolated like that and you are watched constantly, and anytime you make any sort of a move toward getting away or getting information that is outside of what they are telling you, the bad guy really comes out. And you are made into the bad guy. And then you are pressured to fawn, to roll over, to say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to doubt you. You know, oh, I know you love me and that's why you're doing this. Okay. That makes it really hard to leave. Like, really hard to leave. When you are constantly being made to doubt yourself, it makes it really hard to leave. So that's just one of those things that you deal with. And then another thing, okay, this is getting really personal for me, is this narcissist had me believing that I could not do anything right. Nothing. Could not do anything right. Had me believing that I was a waste of space. I was a waste of air. I was a waste of resources. Right? He criticized and nitpicked everything that I did. If I wore makeup, it wasn't enough makeup, or it was too much makeup, or it looked bad. My weight, I was too heavy, or I was too skinny, or, you know, I was too masculine when I gained muscle. Or I was skin and bones if I didn't. The only thing that he approved of ever was my chest, and that's because he would just grab me whenever he wanted. And it was not nice. It was like, it was painful. And he told me, oh, God, you're too sensitive. You need to get over that. You need to go to therapy and get over that, because women like that. That's not how that works. Okay, every woman is different. Every woman's preference is different. Same goes for guys. So, you know, being told that all women like this and there's something wrong with you for it, that'll mess with your head too. But to get to my point, he messed with my head so bad. You know, he said, you're so messed up. You're so broken. There's something wrong with you. And that you can't feel, think, want, whatever, what I say. Because what I say is what's normal, and this is what you should feel like and what you should want. And I tried to force myself to want that. I tried to force myself to be loving. He said, well, if you love me, you'd feel this way. And me not having, had a healthy romantic relationship at that point, I believed him because, I thought, oh, he loves me and he wants to have a good marriage. No. So he actually had driven me to the point of, I believed it would be in everybody else's best interest if I ended my own life because I was nothing but a burden to other people. He had me believing that. Okay. It took a really heavy loss, and actually the grief of that to shake me out of that. But here's the problem is I ended up not caring whether I lived or died, and he just took whatever he wanted from me, and I had no right to protest according to him, because what he told me is that, well, you said yes when you said I do, and that's the final yes, and you can't say no after that, because you said yes for the rest of your life to whatever I want. Yeah, that was great. So you know, that's how my daughter was conceived, is I was wishing that I wouldn't wake up in the morning. I was really, really wishing that that was the only thing I wanted, was to just not wake up in the morning. And I had told him, I don't like this, I don't want this. And he said, too bad. This is what you signed up for. So, yeah, that's that. Anyway, another thing. Really? Another thing that makes it hard to leave a narcissist. They do that. They get you in this this space where you don't think you can leave. You don't think you have it in you to leave. You don't think you have the strength, because they tell you that you don't. They tell you that you don't have what it takes. Anyway, more fun stuff. Anywho, guys, have a great day. And if you're dealing with something like this, I promise you are not crazy.